I got carried away, guys. Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Ireland Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic. There have been a few updates since the last time I mucked about with this game, so I decided, hey, it's time to have a little look at some of the changes. There haven't been a huge pile. There are these funky cool music blocks you can see over there, and I have built myself a rudimentary drum sequencer, and I have a better idea for a much better one in the future, but gonna have to play around with that and see if I can make it work. But guess what? I've been building more transforming cars, and this is where it started. This little basic fella was sort of, you know, the prototype design. I figured, you know, why not expand this a little bit? And then I got completely bloody carried away. And I built that box over there. And we're going to get to that in a little minute, but let's have a little play about with this guy. I actually really like how this turned out. Mostly because of the way it looks like a little man lying down with his arms forward, sort of trying to fly. You'd stick a little head on him or something like that. And it looks pretty cool. Actually performs really well, and there's no suspension or anything. I did actually try to put suspension into the other model, but suspension and rotatey parts does not seem to work out very well. You end up with lovely physics glitches, your CPU going mental, and lots of frame drops, so not so fun. But really happy with this little prototype, and it works really well. So I decided to build that and then, you know, carry on to the next monstrosity. But before we look at that, let's have a quick look at this drum sequencer. It's pretty simple. It uses sensors to, and they're triggered by these little arms. And whenever you turn it on, oh yeah. And I've got a little dance floor here. You do your thing. And yeah, that's more or less it. Pretty simple. These little blocks are really cool. But I figure if you use, like, what are they called? These things on the hotbar, these Jobos controllers, to rotate these blocks, you could actually make a configurable one. And I think I can make a configurable 8-step drum sequencer quite easily. It works in my head, but making it work in the game might be another story. But this is a very rudimentary model. I did see someone actually made a really cool 4-step sequencer, but you can't do these offbeats with it. You hear that second offbeat? And that's on every other bar. And that's because this one here is actually set to a switch. So that means it's only triggered every second time that something passes. And that gives you like a little bit more control. It's a really cool system actually. Ever since they made these sensors configurable, you can do a hell of a lot more with them. It's very cool. I'm just using a basic electric engine here to make it spin constantly. I'm not too worried about the speed. You can change the tempo using this. We've got a bit of, I don't know, hardcore techno by the sound of things. Oh, let's slow it down, guys. Yeah. But yeah, these little drum machine things are pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to actually building another one because I think you can make like a big bank of these and configure like a load of sensors to them. Be very fun. But I'll see about working on that in the future. Anyway, what I'm sure you're all waiting for. I built a thing. There are 6 controllers. There are, well, 4 wheels. Same as that other guy. And it is more or less the same folding out mechanism for the wheels. Only this, I got carried away, guys. This took me about 6 hours. Probably a bit more to put together. And I actually rage quit in the middle. Because I was having some trouble with the front here. With the folding out mechanism. And I accidentally deleted the wrong block. And the whole front fell off, which is never really that fun. And yeah, I rage quit and came back to it this morning and finished it off. I had to rebuild this whole front section and it was more or less complete, which is kind of irritating. These blocks on the bottom, these wheels, are actually just things that I could drop it onto without it going completely crazy. Because unfortunately it has kind of broken the physics system a little bit. Whenever it folds in, it kind of breaks the world, and my frame rate drops to absolutely nothing. But let's turn this off and get all this stuff out of the way, and we will hit the button. There we go. I am so much more happy with this than the previous models. because it looks badass in my opinion. The ability to color blocks now is really cool, and it lets you sort of. This is made out of those little blue, these little blue metal blocks, and they look okay, but they don't allow you to add much personality to the model, and this really helps. I think this thing looks badass. It took absolutely ages to build, and as I say, I had to build it kind of twice. I did have suspension in, but it didn't work for me at all. But it turned out really well in the end, and it handles pretty well, all things considered. It has no rear wheel steering, which is something I normally go for with vehicles in this game because it's so easy to implement. But for this, it's too fiddly. There's, I think, over maybe 40 or 50 rotor blocks in this thing, and it's just right on the edge of what the game can handle. You can see my frame rate's dropped quite a little bit since turning it on, and yeah, still a little ways to go for this game in terms of performance and stuff like that, but let's fold it back up again, and I'm probably going to have to get it and put it onto the dolly thing, the car jack, to make it not glitch out. But it does fold up very well. It's just it doesn't seem to go into the final position all that great. Oh, okay, it worked that time. That's pretty cool. We're at 16 frames a second. Unfortunately, you can't get out of it at all whenever you're in this state. But let's open it up again, because that's always fun. I could watch this thing transform all day. I love the way the roof comes up at the top at the end. It's just so cool. Hold on, we need some music for this. Let's get some music on. We have it nice and chill. Chilling out. There. Sweet ride. My per computer is getting absolutely rotted. But yeah, this is the car, transforming car Mark II. I haven't really came up with anything in terms of a name, so transforming car is just going to have to go with. I'm not sure, what else to call it, but I'm really proud of it. Looks badass. I love the way that you can paint these blocks. I really do. It's such a nice improvement. Whenever I seen the patch notes for it, I thought, nah, another paint thing. That's a bit crap. But honestly, it really, really improves the aesthetics of the game, and it does leave you a lot more creative control in terms of how your things look. You can paint basically every block. That's really cool. But let's transform this thing down. We'll get out again. Oh, actually, let's open it up again so I can show you the. Oh, there's the frames. Come on. Urgh. Urgh. Sometimes it gets like stuck or something. There we go. We've some frames back. Let's have a look at some of the configuration nonsense. Beautiful myriad of wires, rotors, and all sorts of lines and scary things. Let's see you. I need the UI on so I can actually make sure I'm hitting the right one. Right, that's this one. I don't even know what this controls. You control this front section here. So yeah, everything is set up in 4 steps so that it rotates at certain times, and that's really important in making the thing sort of fit back together again at the right time. Because if you open something up and close it at in a different time frame, say you do like 2 things over 2 steps on one controller, and then you have something that happens over 4 steps on a second controller, they won't open and close at the same time, which is really, really important for making transforming vehicles. Because if they don't open and close at the same time, they won't close properly, they'll get stuck, they'll jam bits into other bits, and it's never fun. So it's best to keep that in mind if you want to try and build these sort of things. This is the second controller, another 10 rotor parts, and again, set over, oh my god, that's set over 3. I think that's why I'm having problems. Fix that now, hopefully. 45 I need to add there. Anyway, let's carry on here. We'll see if that works in a minute. Another one over 4 steps. Well, you get the idea. I mean, there's just so many parts to this. So many parts. And making a drive was the easy part. But getting the whole hood on and these sort of mud guards at the back were an absolute pain in the ass. See, I've got the UI bug again. You turn your... get into a vehicle and get out of it with the UI off, it seems to get a little bit messed up. But yeah, that is the monstrosity that is Transforming Car Mark 2. We'll fold ourselves back up again. Yeah, that seems to work quite well. But we have lost our frame rate again. So, yeah, I do hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to see about putting this guy up on, well, not the workshop, because there's no workshop support for this game yet. But I will make the game save available on my Google Drive account, and I'll post a link for it in the video description, so you can actually download this and have a go with it yourself. You have to put the save file into your appdata folder under Axolot Games, or however you say it, and your Scrap Mechanic folder. I'll see about putting a little description in, or a little set of instructions in the video description on how to actually install the maps as well. So you can download it and have a go at it yourself. Be wary, this will wreck your frame rate. There are a million rotors going on, and yeah, best of luck with it. But I do hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, take it handy and have a bloody good day.